Almost you got lucky not showing up the first time because now it's better. Yeah, now it's better. Like I want to get back to like those other guests, like guests that I've done previously, like been with previously, and kind of had like a I feel some on a personal level, like I feel some type of way about the episode that we put out. Mm-hmm. Like them first 2 episodes, I kind of. They were great for what they were at the time, you know, to get my foot in the door. Mm-hmm. But now the way I've been doing shit is way different. So
yeah, I see.
I hate those. Like,
you feel me? You went from 25 to an hour, right? Half minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how I go though, bro. The most important most important aspect is starting. Because most people don't ever start. They come up with all these ideas. They tell you what they gonna do. They think about everything they need, but they don't ever do the most important thing, which is starting. Like, that's me.
But I would be phony as hell to like take them episodes off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's genuine. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Like you'll get to the point where
you gotta sit there and see that growth. You gotta. That's what I want. I want you to sit there and kind of sit with the growth and see where the show's going.
You going with the authenticity of it,
right? Authenticity. Yeah. There we go. That's what we all about here at the DBP, man. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get it.
Let me check. How I'm sounding? We good? All right, cool.
You can move it closer if you want. You could rotate it.
Actually, I'm gonna just pull it a little closer. Yeah. Boom. Just so I could talk directly into it. I'm looking at you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
My man. You guys. All right, listen,
niggas
man.
be over here like, yeah, bro, and then the listener be like, huh?
Listen, I don't even know like where to start, because guests like you are so like near and dear. Like everybody is like near and dear and really important in my life that come on the show, but you specifically are one of those like. I get little brother, big brother syndrome. Like we get little brother, big brother syndrome just based on how we were raised, right?
I mean, y'all family to me. The cousin stuff is just like, all right, because y'all not blood, label, right? But it's more like I look at everybody else. I look at my close friends like brothers because I do anything for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's that label, and it was always this kind of thing. Like when me and JT were growing up with Dad and Tracy and stuff like that, and like. Even our both households, like we had cousins on my mom's side, like that lived out of state that we were really tight with and loved being around. And then we had cousins in the city, like at home that we was creating. And you was one of those people, like, God damn, what's Leno doing? Like, let's go to Uncle Eddie's house and we go play around with Leno and them.
We used to have a whole block though, if you think about it. Like that was crazy. That's back when the East Side. That's back when the red zone was decent enough for us to go out and on bikes with no parental
And that's
supervision.
one of those stages in our lives that isn't technically like highlighted as a grown. Like if I think people that aren't that family oriented kind of let those, you know, that shit go in one ear and out the other, those experiences being a kid like that. But with like me and you and Justin, you gotta think, bro, that your sisters, your brothers, you know what I'm saying, your parents, it's like we all knew that what was going on at that time. And just to think about like how everybody is kind of went their own ways, you gotta think, how long ago was that? Was before my high school years. Like that was before being like somewhat of an adolescent age, right? That was like kid
that's
years,
like,
bro.
That's like you 13, 14, I'm 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now.
And then that age difference was kind of something else too, right?
We did have a big age difference. And we had like a lot of similarities, but it was mainly
the type of kid I was, like even with my brother, us being 17 months apart, I never looked at myself as superior to younger people around me. We all were like the same.
I never
we were
got
peers,
the big brother complex from nobody.
That's what
we all was the same,
bro,
and just trying to figure out what we gonna do, how we gonna have fun.
Bro, that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. And it's just one of those beautiful things. Like this is a special moment for us at the Dearly Beloveds podcast. This is episode, what is it? We did 11, 12, 13. This is episode 14. Episode 14, Dearly Beloveds podcast. Special guest in the building, Delano Bass.
We rocking. Let's go. How y'all doing?
Delano Bass, bro. You a young legend, man.
Am I? How?
To me.
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like personally, I'm like, this is one of those young guys, and you know me, I'm fucking, I care like a lot. Right?
You very old soul. Yeah, I definitely say that. So
like you like Dre, my cousins out east. You know, my cousins here back home, the girls, like the young ones, and it's like, man, like we like, and it's funny. I had Nisi on the show a couple of days ago, episode 11, and I was saying that me and her are like the leaders of the new school. Like she 4 years older than me, but I feel like the past couple years we kind of earned our stripes. Like she been this independent, strong woman for 10 plus years. I mean, me, it's been more like 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. And I think you are in that boat, dog. You in that boat, dog. You like a leader of one of the leaders of the fucking new school, bro.
In a way, I feel like...
Because you've earned your stripes. You've done some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As far as the coming, like... So, I guess I'll give the podcast a little bit about me. I ended up moving home. I moved away from home when I was 18. Mm-hmm. The whole typical, we ain't gonna sit here and say who's better, staying with your parents.
Mm-hmm. But I never saw that for myself. I was in my mama crib for a while.
Yeah, but that's a great thing, though. A lot of people look at, like, if I was been able to live with my pops and save $2,000 a month on cheese, you know what I'm saying? Even though, like...
I was stupid, though. It didn't do nothing but numb me personally. But go ahead.
You
continue.
still got at least a good home setting.
Right.
I put it like leaving home at an early age. I don't agree with. I believe when you 18, 19, you still a child.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really know what you want to do.
Exactly. And culturally, when it comes to black people, white people, and other
black people, quick as hell. Like, all right, y'all 18, y'all grown. I gotta pay y'all bills.
Get the fuck
figure it out.
Here.
And it's like, bro, it's grown ass niggas who don't know anything about what they gonna do with their lives.
Exactly.
And you gotta. A lot of people don't consider what we being taught. A lot of our educational system is trash, and we're all forced certain ideologies.
What did you learn? What did you really get out of high school and college per se? Because you one of those, man. You got the glass. Like me, I got the glass. I'm just a dumb nigga with glasses. I feel like you one of those articulate, artsy. You almost a bookworm. You see yourself
I'm a
as
nerd
a bookworm.
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm a hood nerd. You feel me? Like grew up Red Zone, Joy Road, Dexter.
I love that.
Then we went to school.
Yeah, right. I love them type of people. Like them type of like. Authentically intellectuals, you know what I'm saying?
I say like in high school, bro, me personally, I was more introverted. I still am to this day. And I didn't necessarily take high school as serious as I needed to, even when it came to networking and making good friends.
But you were still successful.
Yeah, we still got up out of there. I put it like Cass is a great school, but Cass is still like there is, if we're gonna be
Shout
honest,
out to Cass.
You know what I'm saying? We look at how let's say the agendas pushed for Detroit schools, even the top tier schools are still completely inadequate if you want to compare them like Grosse Pointe North or anything like that. So we learned a lot considering our environment, but in the grand scheme of things, we wouldn't get nothing. So going to college was kind of iffy because I went into a lot of different classrooms and lecture halls with people who were just passionate, bro. Like, I mean, they've been doing this for 10, 15 years because they've had the resources to. Whereas if you look at, like, Cass had a lot of different resources, but even then it started to even, I guess you could say, filter towards certain demographics. Like, Cass is known for athletics.
Yeah,
you know.
You didn't play sports at all?
I didn't. I should have, but I was scared, bro.
I feel like that would have changed. What do you mean by scared?
Because I was skinny, so I always felt like, you know what I'm saying, I'm too little to be out there. But then you see, what's the name of the kid from Alabama State, Devontae Smith? 6'1", 174 pounds. Wow. Heisman winner. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that, I'm 6'1", 130 pounds. Right, so I'm like 40 pounds of muscle, and I could have been a Heisman competitor. I mean,
I don't know. But you know, there's other things, other sports, there's other fucking activities that can get you a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, personally, and we talk about this a lot on the show. Me personally, because it's like a new passion, new exciting hobby of mine, bro. Golfing. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I feel like me and you could have been golfers as children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because golfing is something different. We were always into different stuff. Because we were always. I always consider myself too black for the white, too white for the black. So it's like I couldn't fit in with the group, so I did my own thing all the time.
That's real though.
If look at our environments, bro. You either gonna be harsh against white people or you gonna be accepting of them. And pretty much everybody in the city is borderline.
But I know a lot of people that are open to other cultures and ethnicities and being close to other, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that was just a natural thing based on my situation where I grew up, right?
That's good though,
my parents kind of thought that was important for me to get, and however you feel or not, you know, about being open to other ideas and cultures and ethnicities, it benefits you more than less. You know what I'm saying? Despite the judgment and what other fucking people think.
You never know what you're gonna like if you ain't tried it, bro.
What was it like being in Cass though? On a cultural, like when you say black white student body based in Cass compared to you went to Eastern State?
No, I went to Michigan State. So
you went to State?
Yeah, so I can say, like, going into Cass, my family, you already know, we're not materialistic.
Right.
So Cass
said when it comes to them motors, boy.
Said when it comes to them cars.
Them motors, dog. Y'all some motorhead boy. Your dad? Bruh.
Hey,
Uncle Eddie is a legend.
We about to make him a businessman in a minute because we need to establish that.
I'm all for it.
But basically, Cass is real materialistic, bro.
Yeah.
So the issue with me is I wasn't into that stuff. So it was always a really big disconnect because everybody, you know, there's always different groups. And one thing I can say about myself, I always felt like I fuck with everybody. Like the lames, the cool kids, the funny kids, the weirdos. And that's mainly because how I was raised. I came from we accept everybody. We look at people for what they do or we look at pretty much their actions. So Cass to me was tough because
Can you imagine me? Can you imagine? Listen. Could you imagine me, you, my father, your father sitting down and doing this show?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that would probably be the best thing.
We gotta make that shit happen, bro.
That'll show a lot of different realities for them, bro, because they don't understand how technology
and we can sit here and have that dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and respectfully have that dialogue.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to what you said. I'm sorry, I just get geeked up when I see you, dog. I get so fucking excited, and I see when I see you, I see your mother, I see your father,
I got ADHD,
I see your brothers and your sisters.
I be all over, so trust me. I
feel like I'm the same way too. Like when people see me, they see the whole camp. You know, they see everybody.
I can't think of nothing but everybody that helped raise you. But that's a good thing though, because I believe it does take a village. Like people, the single parent household is tough to do. Like
I love that. I like that. No, I don't. Like my mom would say that I always had an issue with it. I always had an issue with that because from like a man, like father perspective, I kind of feel like it's like no, like I'm responsible for this person. Like this person is my responsibility. Fuck that you know, fuck that village. Tribal village. There ain't no village raising my exactly. It's funny that you say that because I always had that mentality towards that, but I understand why that is a thing.
Yeah, you got to think of it like
I was definitely raised by a village.
Those different perspectives help mold you and allow you to be open to do different things. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine getting one perspective from one parent your whole life, and then you go out to a world that's different from his perspective, and you're like,
you're not even equipped.
You know, it kind of can make you insecure because what you're ready to face against, other people handle things differently, and everything is not necessarily what it seems. I'm a firm believer is that the grass is not greener on the other side. Really? You got to really personally go experience it for yourself because you want to, not because of what you think somebody else is telling you is going to be true. Because it never worked out. Even I say with college to me was great. Don't get me wrong. But now I'm still the same individual struggling to find a job, just with $50,000 in debt. So yeah, I do have the benefit, you know, the completion of having a degree. However, the mindset that we get is we get a degree in order to get better opportunities. It didn't necessarily happen that way, but there are factors to it. You know, I didn't study a STEM major.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I
studied film and media production, so that's why I'm a little savvy with the microphones and the computer operations and the camera operations. That's my thing. Yeah, but that
I should have been called your ass. The kind of boy, I've been in this bitch struggling for weeks trying to figure this shit out.
It takes time, man. It do. And it's the whole thing is what people don't understand about editing is very time consuming. Editing is not like, all right, we're gonna shoot something and throw it together and have it to you tomorrow. Right. You want something to look good, you got to put effort into it. And
I see what you do, bro. Your product, your catalog comes together very, very well.
I'm gonna be honest. My catalog is I won't say improvised, but I don't plan when I go shoot. And man, my whole thing is the history of photography.
Spur of the moment.
Right. We capture memories. We capture moments. If we try to orchestrate it, then it's not really a moment. It's just more like, okay,
it comes off that way. You can see that this motherfucker went to.
It's lame. It's not genuine. It's like we like you know what I'm saying, authenticity, like how you were saying. If it's gonna be something, then it's gonna be something that, you know, a true genuine experience. So like a lot of my kind of issue with a lot of different photographers is that even like studio photography and all that stuff is easy if you want to, from a photographer's perspective. You get some lights, bro. You tell her to look there. If you got a pretty girl, it's even better. You know what I'm saying? Like the work is hard working with people who are insecure because I can't make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I can't make you open up to exactly.
At the end of the day, this is
that's funny.
I'm gonna say, unfortunately, how you look. Like this is you.
He said, I can't make you feel better about yourself.
You get a lot of people like that. Like, oh, I want to shoot, but I want to lose this, lose that. Like, okay, bro, you're probably the only people thinking about that type of stuff. I said the same
thing. I had a friend of mine hit me up. She owned a clothing, like a swimsuit line. And I was like, dude, I was like, come do the show, this, that, and the other. She was like, okay, well, you can model my shit. And I'm like, I gotta fucking shed off a couple of pounds. But a motherfucker like me, man, I'm so self-aware and okay with myself. I might just have to bust it down, get the jelly rolls out there.
Bro. Do it for the experience, if anything. So you can at least be like, all right, well, I've been butt naked out in front of them motherfuckers.
I was just telling you about that about the rap song I just did. That's not my MO.
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
not my
I was
MO.
quite surprised when I seen that.
Wait till you hear it.
I connected it because I'm like, well, he doing a podcast, so he might just drop on the track.
And
for
the
us.
thing about it is, it starts sparking like other people's mindsets. Like I had mixed reviews. I had people telling me, and what I like to do is, I'm about the conversation, obviously, with the podcast and shit like that. So like I was like trying to get people involved and try to get them to see whose verse was better. And a lot of people scared to do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like my homie, when we did it, I'm like, you want me to be a part of it? Okay, I'm gonna just David Hatchet the whole situation. I'm gonna fucking try to get other people involved. I'm gonna try to get opinions involved, and the opinions go up and down. One nigga go to sleep and be like, okay, I think Ryan got you, right? Or, Rylu got you, and then the motherfucker wake up and be like, I don't know.
That's how it is with music, bro.
Hatch shit was kind of corny and lame, but he was kind of talking on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Corny and lame, but in his own way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So he got a sound.
That's so fucking funny,
That's how
bro.
it is, though, man.
So you do the photography. What else you do?
I'm a jack of all trades, bro. Photography, videography. I do the cars. I got a detailing business. I'm in the gaming, bro. I'm trying to get back into being more artistic as far as drawing, because I kind of correlate the videography with the artwork and the anime style. So I'm trying to put them together, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's so time consuming. You in your bag.
Like when I called you, like JT is all about that shit. And for a long time I didn't understand it. Like I would ask for, his but he's not really expressive as I am. Like he's not as well as a communicator as I am.
He's more on the bit, like he still has that legal side in his head. Right. So he's always thinking like 10 steps ahead.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
think you are similar on the artsy side, and it's just interesting because I'm always excited. Like I said, you were one of those guys I wanted to talk to before this happened. You know what I'm saying?
We
you
came
gave
to
me
each
the
other
battery.
about this.
You are part of this fuel that kind of drives this show. So obviously you got to be a part of it. It's only been a month. You know what I'm saying? But eventually you was gonna come on here and you're gonna come back. Yeah,
we're gonna make progress.
I know, dog.
Because
like
we're gonna see the growth. Right. I know it's gonna grow. I have all faith in you. If you can do it like how you are now, you happy. But I can see it in your face. You are enjoying this.
Most definitely.
Most people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where everybody goes wrong, in my opinion, right now. You're supposed to do stuff for the money. Don't get me wrong. Right. But if you're gonna do it for the money, you got to be able to say, if I'm doing it for the money,
healthy,
there it is.
That
shit healthy enough for me to keep going through with it. And most people can't.
Like my job, for example, my job is dangerous.
It is.
I never had this issue to where I could always nestle out the bullshit. Like motherfuckers like to go fast. They like to kind of push it to the metal. And I seen people come and go. I seen people make mistakes. But I always was like true to myself. Like, nah, bro, it don't matter. Like that truck, I'm working that truck. That truck ain't working me, dog. Yeah. You got me fucked up.
And then you even your approach about it was more of a goal setting.
I had the experience, and I had a lot of time to think about it before I got into it. It's not like I just woke up and somebody was like, "This is the move." You know.
When you were into it, you set a goal and said, "I'm gonna take this year and I'm gonna get better at this craft." And it worked though, because when you set that mindset, man, you're willing to learn. You know what I'm saying, and take what come with it.
You know what's funny? I remember like my first 2 years of hauling cars, and that was my biggest main source of like, it was like everything, you know what I'm saying? It affected my mood, it affected my day-to-day, it affected me when I wasn't working, whether I had a damage or if I had gotten written up or if I didn't do something the right way. And then after a while, that was like my biggest own critic. It was my only pleasure. It was my only critique. And then I was like, man, I gotta find something else to do. And then with the golf, with the video game, with extracurriculars, you know what I'm saying? And then the podcast, and it was like, now I kind of have a great balance of energy. I can pick and choose what I want to do besides having this one trick. I was this one trick pony. And like you said, I think that a brother like you, I love how you kind of like that jack of all trades that you're talking about. It doesn't seem desperate. It seems like you need to. It seems like I do this because this is what I was meant to do. This is.
I've always been a very, I jump to different things. I have different interests, and that goes back to how you were saying we were trained and molded to be able to accept different interests and be able to say, okay, this is strange, but let's see what it's about. And that's pretty much, because I'm a firm believer. I know a lot of people who get their degrees and then feel like I have to do this for the rest of my life. And going back to that young mindset, when you 18, 19, bro, you don't know what you want to do for your whole life. Bro. And you making a lot of big decisions, getting in a lot of debt on stuff that you really don't know if you're gonna enjoy, it's very cool to say you want to be a doctor, but to never have operated on somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until you cut somebody open and be like, okay, I don't necessarily even like just seeing somebody like this.
Man, I've heard of that in other podcasts. Like I've heard, like if you're interested in doing something, go seek that information, bro. Go talk to a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to a cop. Go talk to a
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, go see what you're really getting into, because everything, like I've always been personally disconnected from like television and news and all that stuff.
Really?
And I feel like everybody is influenced by it. So that's what leads to a bigger disconnect. Because even a lot of people base what they think life is going to be about on the television shows and how people get them. Like, kind of like every plot you see people have ups and downs, but then you always see them get their goal.
And then the hero at the end of the day, but real life,
you could be up and down your whole life. You know what I mean? And then still sitting here chasing that dream. Like,
how old are you?
Hey, we only 23, bro.
That's
all we got to get rich
you
before 30.
You a fucking genius, bro. You know what I was on when I was 23, bro? I was living like a savage, bro. I swear to God.
Savage, hey, look.
Bro, I swear to God, bro. Like that mentality comes with time, bro. You ahead of the game.
I be trying to stay ahead. I just see, man, I see our people getting fucked over. I feel like we are brainwashed. You can't fix that, though. Brainwashing is one of the few ailments that really does not have a cure.
Right.
The only thing I can truthfully do is try to show people, like, here are the different options that we could possibly do.
That's what we doing,
Here,
man.
what you could do. Like, even with my father, he's a master mechanic. So you don't need 40 hours at gym. You need 20 there and 40 hours in your garage. You know what I'm saying? Because you could, without GM, you're still a great person.
Right.
And a lot of people haven't, like right now, what you're doing is you're taking the time to develop your different skills and assets.
Right.
So when you do make that transition from work, or even if you don't, but if you want
work,
to.
bro. I love my job. People be scared. Like I've had a lot of my coworkers like, bro, don't leave. Like, don't leave. And I'm like, bro, I love being here, bro. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love being here.
Good,
I'm not
though.
the type of nigga to just be doing some shit that I don't enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying?
And that's good, because a lot of people are miserable, bro, doing their stuff, and you're happy. Like, you've already beat a very big bump that stops everybody from living their life. Like, that misery, that, you know, if you're miserable at work, it's gonna be hard for you to differentiate those emotions when you get home and be like, well, I got all this positive stuff to look forward to, but I still gotta go to work tomorrow, and I ain't really looking forward to work. So then you start.
I have my ups and downs too, though. Like I get away with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
And it took time, but you still comfortable with yourself, and then you're growing as a man. That's what makes it. That's what makes the progress. You know, I can see it because I remember.
I appreciate that, bro. But I don't have this issue where like you inspire me. For example, it's not like an age thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like you family. I've known you for a long time, and I see what you're doing out here. I respect people that's doing shit that I necessarily can't. I don't think I could have went to state. I don't think I could have finished going to state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't think I could have lived by myself the way you have lived by yourself for like a long time.
Bro, it's not fun. I tell you that much. It's not.
That responsibility,
you have to pay the
bro.
cost to be the boss at all times. So every day when you feel like, I don't want to go to work, you have to remember, like, don't go on to work mean you don't have a house.
Exactly.
Like, you love your personal space, so you got to get up and keep maintaining it. And that's the thing. It's not easy. A lot of people want like shits and giggles out this. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's frustration, and it's a lot of just not knowing what you gonna do.
Did you learn a lot of that from your pops?
My pops was always a provider, so at the bare minimum, he was still gonna go get what he needed to get, and that's kind of always been instilled in me because I've never been lazy. There's never nothing I feel like I can't do. There's never a time that's too early for me or too late. Like, all right, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there early. We're gonna be there attentively. We're gonna be there on time. Like every job I've had, I've always got there. Not even like exaggerate, 30 minutes early before I needed to start.
I'm like, terrible at that shit, bro. I'm so fucking spoiled, bro. I swear to God, bro. I push the envelope all the time.
But you gotta look. Companies use you, so if you can use them back, bro, squeeze them. At the end of the day, squeeze them. Get what you can. If they allow you to live how you live, do it.
I'm sitting down with a fucking 35-year-old man, boy. What you talking about? You 23.
Every job you gonna have is pretty much out to get money. Yeah. So, and if they can exploit you, they can. So my job is to exploit them back.
What'd you learn from Uncle Gary and your father, Uncle Eddie, like back in the day?
Back in the day, man, it's pretty much.
Shout out to y'all. We love y'all, man. If y'all listening to this, I'm gonna pull up on y'all. We gonna fight.
Look, it's all about, man. You as a man, you got to be conscious of the decisions you make. Own up to them. You know what I'm saying? And as you make that adjustment, you'll start to even learn, like, a man, what I've been told, a man put the kid shit down once he realizes it's time to be a man. You know what I'm saying? It's a transition for everybody. Everybody goes at their own pace. I think I got my pace because I've always, quote unquote, when people ask me what I wanted to be, I said I wanted to be rich. And people used to be like, That's terrible.
Yeah,
How you gonna get there?
yeah,
And I'm
right.
like, I don't look at it like that because I see millionaires owning business, owning stocks, owning real
Right.
estate, and doing all type of other stuff. You know,
Yeah,
that's all
right.
just passive income for them
Right.
to maintain their lifestyle.
Right.
So my whole thing is, if we can get, or if I can get
You
something
make the
going,
money, don't let the money make you.
exactly.
You know?
Because once we make the money, what people don't understand is, you know, unless you're terrible at money and don't really have no plans, once you get a good sum of money, it's a lot easier to make more. It's
Right.
very hard to start from the bottom, get something started,
Right.
invest in that startup,
Right.
and then, you know what I'm saying? But a $50,000 loan, man, you should be able to spend $25 starting a business, use
Right.
the rest of that to invest into the business.
Right.
So that you could turn that 50 into 150.
Right.
But most people will be like, well, I got $50,000. I'm going to take 10 of it for me. Like, but you
Don't
don't
work like
deserve
that,
it.
bro.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
done nothing. The
Yeah.
business hasn't even gotten started. So what are
That's
you taking that
self-awareness,
for?
bro. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get your... like in my, from the outside looking in, I'm like, I don't think Lano is like his father. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's like him,
Not
but I
even a
think
little
that
bit.
I think that he is the good parts of him. You know, like me, kind of like I kind of like can pick and choose like what I like about people and try to emulate it in myself. I think you're the
Being
same way.
self-aware allows you to do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah.
can have an honest conversation with yourself and say, all right, this the shit I got from him that I don't need. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, at the end of the day,
Right.
people don't want to talk to themselves about, I'm always in my head. There's a quote that says, a person who has nothing to think about or has nothing to think about but thoughts. That's all he's going to think about is his
Right.
chatter. That's
Right.
literally me all the time. I'm always either thinking about what I'm
feel
going to
the
do
same
later,
way,
what I'm going to do right now. Even I'm driving here like, all right, what
Bro,
I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
my man was asking
Like,
me yesterday about like I don't know if it was yesterday, but it was one of those days. But it was one of those. I've been it's
Them
all
boys,
a
they been
blur, bro. All the
merging.
episodes are one thing to me, right?
That's what the grind
But
do, though.
exactly.
That's what the grind
But like
do.
my man was asking me like, what do I do? What do I think about when I'm in a truck? And people think it's boring, but when you have that brain, you can sit
Man,
there and kind of go back and forth. You can
do a lot,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, and that's what my job gives. It gives me that serenity, that peace of just driving down the freeway. And I remember you asked me about my job. You know what I'm saying?
I've always been interested because remember at one point I wanted to get into the
That's
car
what I'm
hauling around last
saying.
year, so I was
Yeah.
looking into it and I seen how you were living and how you were going about it, and it caught my interest because you make it seem easy. You be having the ball.
Bro,
I check the
yeah,
story. You,
bro.
where you at? Okay.
And I know I do, but this shit did not come. You know, this shit did not come easy. The first 2 years, 3 years, and then you got to deal with your position at the company and the
Yeah.
seniority
Yep,
order.
yep,
So
yep,
you're not
yep.
going to even get to experience shit you necessarily
That's the
want
part
to.
that make me leave every time. bro.
But the networking of it, if you know me and you want to get into what I do, bro, you straight. Because I'm a lay the fucking dinner food out for you, and I'm a goddamn give you your bib and everything. I'm gonna get you a drink. You gonna be
Hey,
eating with me.
I'm gonna follow up on you.
You know what I'm saying?
trying
Like
to cut the vices
bro,
off
anybody,
so I can.
bro,
It's
anybody trying to get into it, trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it changing a little bit direction. And then as soon as you get in, you off the like once you meet the people that I know that I work with, and then they tell like,
Cause yeah, you got a lot of guidance that helps you out, bro. And that guidance is what people
Right.
people come in stuff and be intimidated.
right,
Don't
because
wanna
I'm
talk to
sociable.
people.
I'm sociable,
Yeah,
right?
that's the
And
main thing.
and I've seen truck drivers and car haulers come and go because they weren't willing to ask that question, you know, or willing to have that conversation
And then
about
they
the
fuck
job.
up, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
But if you know me, you coming in full tilt, bro. You gonna be making some cash right off the rip. Me, it took me months and months and months to really get a paycheck together. You know what I'm saying?
It is that learning curve, bro.
Yep.
That it's intimidating.
Yeah.
I call it the and a lot of people call it the valley of despair. When you first start doing something, you can think of all the bad things and all the stuff like your startups. When you first started the podcast, you probably started looking, all right, I need microphones, but you forgot about the stands, then you forgot about the XLRs, then you
Right.
forgot about the
Or
edit-
interface,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And some people get that and be like, all right, I needed 300, now I need 13.
Yep.
And it'd be like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you stop. You know what I'm saying? Because
How bad do you want it?
how bad do you want it? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, every millionaire out there has hit a low point in their sales and kept going. And a lot of regular people hit low points and be like, fuck it, it's not for me.
Goddamn right.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
hell
not how it
yeah.
works, bro. Perseverance is what get you there. Like, dedication made billionaires. That's where that DMB production comes from.
Right.
If you want to do something, just dedicate yourself.
Right.
But dedication is not fun. Dedication is not
Yeah,
gonna be
that
no
discipline, bro. Oh my
you know, I'm
God.
on the snap. Look at me, y'all. I'm working
Yeah.
hard. Like, no, dedication gonna be some nights where you got inconsistent
Yup.
money.
Shit
Dedication
you
gonna be
do-
some
yup.
nights we hot and ready.
Shit you doing
right now.
off of social media.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Social media is a highlight reel, and I really think people don't understand how often do you see people posting when they down bad. You know, Yeah, they will after they came up. All the celebrities love to talk about them back in the studio, back in the hood, me in the trenches.
But the ingredients, right. With the rappers and the music, the ingredients is the pain. The ingredients is the bad shit. Like with this show, the ingredients is our tough times.
That's true. That's what's gonna bring in that audience because
that's what's the difference between being authentic and being fabricated. Phony as hell.
Because we started from where we coming up, but it is a gratitude. You know what I'm saying? And you looking back and you trying to improve. A lot of people just do this just to get something out there. Like, I'm making a podcast, y'all. And then you go back and be like, bro, they suck. Like I'm not gonna. If I'm listening to it, I don't want to come back.
I thought that I could use my energy somewhere else. There was almost a selfish reason behind the podcast because I was like, man, I'm just bored. I wish I had something else, and then that something else had to be something that I was really, really wanted to do. I couldn't half-ass, half-ass some shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then the podcast, low-key, I think fits you perfectly just because of how sociable you are.
I keep hearing that. Man. I can't tell myself that.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like in my own head, I'm like, okay, I want to get better this weekend. You know what I'm doing this week is gonna be different from next week. I want it to grow, get better and better. But we all see will in due time. It'd be funny like if I was to say, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. I wonder how people will react and be like, damn, I'm just living with these 10 episodes, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if we could get more.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, that's what you're giving us now, bro. Because if you already hit 1,000.
Yeah, we had 600 in less than a month.
600 less than a month, bro. That's
off of 10 episodes.
That's incredible. I know people with 273. You know what I mean? And they only getting like 80 views. And it's like, dang, that's a lot of episodes to only be bringing in.
And I don't have a bar. I'm not measuring myself up to anything unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? It's just that number is just what it is. And I have the ability to be like, oh, well, I wish it was higher. You know what I'm saying?
You could
but
be a negative
in my
Nancy.
own spirit, in my own head, I'm like, man, that's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you started up somewhere, bro.
Right.
And you really didn't, like how you said, didn't have any set plans. You kind of doing it because you wanted to. And here you are. It shows you that it can be something if you just keep moving with it.
Most definitely.
And I think that, if as long as you stay dedicated, you'll be fine. I got all faith in you, so I don't even really need to think about it.
Y'all doing just as much as I am with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
We try to, man, but like...
If you're a part of it, you're a part of its success. You're a part of its failure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start blaming my guests and shit. My shit go down under.
I wasn't talking about shit on here. Like you came on this energy, bro. You was like, I wouldn't want to listen to you either. I had to turn my shit off. Like, all right, bro. Right. As hell.
What do you do for fun? Like, what do you kind of
do for fun?
Yeah, what's your pleasures at 23?
At 23, I'm lame, bro. My pleasures for fun is just worrying about getting up. And I say that because of
I hate to hear that, dog.
I changed my perspective. At one point, I was like, I'm young. I'm gonna live and be young. So I was going around talking to different girls. You know what I'm saying? Going to different states, having my fun. Then I realized that I'm not gonna be young again, right? That's so maybe I should enjoy it. I'm gonna be old for a very long time.
But you also want to put that work in, so you ain't gotta do it later.
Exactly, because putting it in later is gonna suck. Yeah. Imagine like I'm young, up, and I'm saying I get up wake up at 6 in the morning.
Bro, I'm terrible. I feel old. Like my spirit is like depleted, bro. Like I get up late in the morning sometimes.
Bro, I'm trying to.
But the rest of the day be lit. Like when I get to work, I'm happy. It's just that morning and that night. Like I have trouble sleeping sometimes, and I have trouble getting up. It's just the weirdest shit.
And I won't even say getting up early make me better than nobody because people can stay up all night and still do the same work. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at it like I got the initiative right now and the ambition and my drive. Like pretty much I think about all day is just what am I doing to get myself out of the predicament?
I gotta double back, bro. You gotta do something. You gotta. What do you do for fun, bro?
All right, for fun, we are avid gamer. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We be on there. We some Rocket League kings. You know what I'm saying? 2K. I never been a 2K fan. I always been a gamer, and I started taking 2K more serious once. Actually, Kobe died because I was just like, I didn't even like
back
Kobe,
in the spirit,
but I was like, that's crazy for you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate the relationship we have between life and death is just so universal, right?
That's what caught me.
Just between animals and plants and people, like that's where my head goes. Like universally, it's like even with like rappers you necessarily don't pay attention to when they hear, and then all of a sudden it's something tragic happens. You're like, man, let me give them some of my attention, man. Yeah, right.
Because you got to remember,
it humbles you.
We all regular people, and even though we go through ups and downs, we still none of us are above a tragedy. You know what I'm saying?
Man. And that what happened with that was one of
that was something different, man. Just falling out the sky holding your daughter. That's the only thing I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that like that's a different fear.
Rest in peace to Kobe and Gigi.
But Kobe was also the type of person that his mentality is something I feel like everybody should adapt. My mentality is 100% correct. If you want to look at the 10,000 hours what's that? I can't think of it.
Yeah, you're not an expert until you put all those hours into it.
Essentially the same thing, man. It take hard, dedicated work. So even when I be having fun, I get drawn out of it because I be like, I'm just playing the game. I'm not working on it.
You recently, within a year, you recently was out of town, didn't you?
Within the year, I haven't actually traveled for real, honestly. Within this
I'm sure I saw you on social media somewhere.
Not once the COVID hit. I was one of the people like doing what they was supposed to.
Exactly. I was trying to.
You know, I was low key going insane because I felt like I was trapped in my own four walls.
Everybody was. Yeah. People around me, as like I was cool, like playing a game and like having little pleasures here and there, but it seemed like it was just this wave of like you said, bro, that wall.
I feel like people just started to get unsettled. You know what I'm saying? Like anxious. Like we all.
And even if you weren't that to an extent, somebody close to you, somebody that affected you. Yeah. It affected you in a different type of way.
People you start feeling trapped, especially once the summer got here, and it's kind of like, man, this feel good. Michigan specifically, we all cold, and so that little 3 months,
bro.
That
last year was I had never experienced no shit like that before, bro. I had never experienced no shit like that before in my life.
What'd you be?
Oh, it's just like. I mean, I don't know. I had relations. I had, people, friends and family and stuff like that. And we had our back and forths and, some people didn't make it, bro.
Yeah,
some people didn't make it. I went on trips. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like I went on trips that people felt a certain way about. I didn't perform. I mean, realistically, I did okay at work last year, even with all the time I took off and being off for 2 months and stuff like that. But it was just one of those years, bro. I don't know, man. How was your 2020?
My 2020 was, honestly, it was a lot of realization. 2020 was my first year living alone completely by myself. Because I've always had roommates, but now this is my first little one bedroom. So it's, like I said, I'm always overthinking. So I took a lot of self-realization throughout that period. And just... You learn your habits. And me, I'm dead honest with myself. So in a way, I kind of put myself in a own little spiral of depression. Yeah. Because I'm sitting here thinking I'm so hard on myself.
Accident, right? Like you trying to be authentically yourself, but really your authentic self might be your own worst enemy, your own big judge. Bro,
my alter ego, I named him Dexter. You know what I'm saying?
I be doing that same thing almost. It's almost like a Gemini type thing.
It is a mood switch, bro. Right. Like you gotta, that code switching is real, and it's like code switching is something that I feel like isn't really talked about because people of color have to. It doesn't even. There are a lot of coworkers that couldn't even understand.
I feel like my alter ego is like a younger version of myself, like the child version of me. Yeah. And like my regular self is like I've grown into kind of this cool and respectable kind of person, just in my head,
But that's
my
good.
own ego perspective.
Though, man.
Because that's what I'm not letting him go, bro. You got me fucked up, bro.
I'm too goofy to allow
I've talked to my dad
happen,
about that shit. Like I'll be like, bro, like. I'm not gonna do it. Like I see how other people out here moving and shit. I'm not doing that shit,
bro. They miserable in my personal opinion, bro. They can't
I'm like,
laugh,
bro, I can't,
genuinely.
And that's why people say, like, we talk about, Kanye West, and like that that's why that relationship with that music is really is the glue, bro. It's the glue to those experiences and me being a kid and stuff like that. And like he talks about things like that. Like some of your favorite artists talk about having a relationship with your younger self that you necessarily either want to or need to get rid of. You just can't.
Yeah, like I always wanted my younger self to be proud of me, or at least be like, all right, man, you may not be where you want to be, but where you could be or could have been based on all past.
I think the faith and the love was different in me and you.
What you mean?
Like I think we were kind of blessed to kind of have a lot of love.
Oh, we were extremely blessed, bro.
All the time.
We had a lot.
It wasn't like we just grew into this faith thing. Like this shit was always with us. That love was always with us.
It was shown whether we wanted to deny it or not respect it. Like it was always a time. I've always felt like I was blessed by a higher power. You want to be a Christian, you want to whatever you want to say. I've always been blessed by something because when everything always like it's about to hit the fan, it always worked out. And I'm just like, how? And that's all praise to the Most High at this point because there's no other way.
You religious?
I consider myself more spiritual. Yeah. Mainly because
everybody says that.
I say that because how I view Christianity and how it was introduced and how I look at world history. The more I've learned, the more I've realized.
I'm a little ignorant to all the facts of it.
I'd say, like, bro, the more you learn,
I preach it.
Worse.
Though. I preach it. I think that Christianity is just like my version of Christianity is just my own unique version of it, and I don't feel like I need to explain myself.
Your God is your God, my man. Right. I don't try to jump into people's religions because I can't tell nobody what
right.
to believe in,
right.
and how I look at faith and what faith is.
I've never honestly, I haven't read the Bible.
It's different.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's just always been around me. It was always something that I could lean on, you know, when I had bad times and good times, really. I could appreciate and be thankful for a lot of stuff that I was given, and that was just one of those things.
I've always questioned everything, but I always felt like my God allows me to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. So have a choice. Have an opinion.
I shouldn't feel bad for having certain thoughts and wanting to ask certain questions.
Yeah.
Because He's allowed me to think this way so I can defend for myself. Right. So I can, because I look at it, I believe we all are regurgitated information through other people, and He's biased opinions.
A vessel.
We're all vessels, you know what I mean? And the issue is that at the end of the day,
my shit cold, bro. This podcast cold, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up because I sit here and do episodes like today. We doing like a bunch of fucking episodes for next week, and the same thing when I hear guests come on the show and talk and preach the same sentiments and say similar things, like that vessel thing and the balance and stuff like that.
You gotta have a balance.
It's the same. It's like this is why these people come on the show. This is why I fuck with these people, is because we all have this somewhat understanding of those key points of being a vessel and not serving ourselves but serving the people around us.
Like it's so many other factors that you gotta, like me, I can't just get up and not be able to share it to my people.
Yeah.
But I also can't share it to people who are trying to understand, like, there are a lot of different things we need to break that we've been taught
right,
to keep us where we at. You know what I mean? Like I think I had a conversation with my father about taxes. You know what I mean? And I was trying to tax him or tell him that 1099 workers pay less taxes than most typical workers with W-2s.
Right.
And he wasn't really trying to understand or get that. And I'm like, that's the problem.
Because he is a bro.
he 56, bro.
Our fathers are just, bro, they dogs.
They in different worlds,
they
bro.
Dogs,
and
bro.
They once they believe,
they deserve
they believe,
everything, bro. They dogs, bro. Like they fucking work so hard to have that opinion. Imagine me and you being their age now and doing the shit that we've done.
Tell them like,
boy, you better go sit your ass down.
I got houses and cars that you ain't never even seen or even how I got. Like, relax.
Right.
Like,
oh man.
I respect it, but I always feel like, for what I've learned, because I feel like, well, y'all sent me to school, so this is what school taught me.
Right.
School taught me we being fucked over. Like,
right. Exactly.
And it's in our face though. That's the worst. Think about it now, man. I ain't gonna say Google is the most reliable source of information, but you can learn anything right now. If you got a question you want to know and you got a smartphone, you should be able to answer that. Now you do definitely know, you got to know how to decipher good and bad information. I've come to terms with that
more the past couple years.
That allows you in a way, man, to kind of be unstoppable. You know, because like when people tell me something and I don't believe it, I'll Google it.
Search
we can
your
have
own
a debate
opinion
right now. You know what I mean? Like, I got into it with some family members about
me too.
different things.
I argue a lot. I don't know why, but
I love to argue.
I'm strong-minded. You know what I'm saying? I like to argue, but there's a healthy way of arguing.
Definitely.
You know,
you gotta respect opinions.
You have your opinion and you need evidence to back your opinion, and you argue your case. I'm not about to go back and forth with somebody that's not trying to win an argument. You just trying to get loud, man.
Like, we're not gonna go nowhere. No message. Like, we just basically just mad. So we gonna scream at each other until one of us get mad enough to either walk away or want to fight.
It's going down.
Like,
right.
What's gonna happen?
But I don't know. That concept is kind of.
I've always feel like, man, because once I started learning stuff, bro, I started to over the last probably 3-4 weeks. A lot of things that I believed in has rocked my world.
What was your favorite epiphanies the past couple of years when it comes to being in school and reading books and?
Oh man! All right. Well, first of all, America is a country. America is a company. No matter what we say or think, the
narcissism.
Capitalism runs everything.
Right.
I don't care what nobody says or feels or what you think. There is no red or blue. They're all backed up on who gives corporate sponsors. Right. You know what I'm saying? That alone made me realize that they're not here for the people. They're here for the check. Right. So I might be a black man, but a rich black man gets way more respect.
Green, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because even Donald Trump doesn't like poor white trash. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not in
But he want that vote.
He does want the vote. Like, and you look at politicians, they gonna feed you whatever they need to feed you to get the vote, y'all. Y'all gotta understand that's how it's a quote unquote democracy. So they technically still have to appease to you. But if you look at how they move once they get in office, it's just clear they don't care about the agenda of the public. They care about the agenda of the pockets of the people supporting them.
We all people at the end of the day too. Like, I don't understand like putting your faith or voting on a human being, or even on a personal level, like putting your faith in a spouse or some
human error
some
is
of the
real,
opposites.
man.
It's like, bro, you just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Like I remember being kids and we kind of had our hearts broken so many times, not having to do like with girls or boys or anything like that. It was just like at home, you know what I'm saying? Like I was mad at my family, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of were some of those people that gave me those first scars. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how the fuck you expect to just get older and older and keep putting your faith in these people that are inevitably gonna fucking fuck you up? They're gonna hurt you.
Remember, I kind of think like even when it comes to my father, I don't really seek advice to him because at the end of the day, I'm still my own man, and he does have good points of views. But I take from the fact that me being 23 right now in 2021 is a lot different from him being 20 in 1980,
so
whatever.
Exactly, but you so young, bro. Even me, to an extent, I kind of want to have my say. You know what I'm saying? Because you just this one of these young little, like you like a little brother to me, little brother to me. Because my brother is
I respect it though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like when young kids start to talk to me, I'd be like, nigga, you young, you know what to talk about. Like, I've been out here. So I get it. But then also, I never downplay their opinions, put it that way. Because I always hear it. Even my father, I tell him, like, I be listening to you. I'm combative because that's who I am. Right. Like, I like to argue. One, because our generation doesn't
that
talk.
Too. It's a respect thing.
That is true.
I've earned to have my say now.
If you look at it, me and all of us, none of us really got in any trouble. None of us really had kids too early. We not relying on our parents every single day and putting a burden on them. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, well, I'm talking my shit.
Get my shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you mad? You gonna tell me to leave? And I'm gonna go home and call you and talk the same shit. Like, come on now. Like, I get it. I respect you, Pop, but you gonna have to respect me now just off the principle, because we men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things I feel like the whole parent-son relationship goes away after a while. You need to come
it's
more
friends.
level.
It's almost.
Yeah, well, I would say it's still a respect thing.
Oh yeah, it's a friendship highly based on respect.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's still, you gotta look at me like, Pops, like I ain't talking to you because I'm crazy. I'm talking to you because this is what going on. And I also think a lot of people.
I like when shit go left. Me, yeah. I want to fight. Like, let's fight. Let's really fight.
That's how you get engagement out of people.
Exactly,
I tell people I love to go tit for tat, because if you really mad or passionate about something,
we gonna learn some shit about ourselves today. Yeah, we gonna learn something about each other today.
I've always been a quote unquote devil's advocate, mainly because you get people to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could wholeheartedly agree with you, but I'm like, but I've messed with Trump because he did this just to get you mad. It's respectful. You know what I'm saying?
It's a respect thing too. It's like you almost can respect somebody rebelling against the system.
I can respect somebody that stands strong in their own opinion, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny how in America we kind of pick and choose our fights.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We pick and choose and you choose whether it be racism or capitalism or a moral issue. You can criticize yourself. I mean, you can be hypocritical at any moment, and people be quick to, like with me, for instance, people quick to kind of point and be hypocritical. But I love that shit. I'm used to it at this point.
The whole thing is like, you still a person, bro. So at the end of the day, like for me to expecting me to be 100% perfect is just never gonna happen in anything. And that's what people. Those false ideologies come back again, man. You see stuff, and we've been trained to see so many. You're trained to see people work their hardest to get what they want. Right. But what about the people who've been working and haven't got it? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they bad people? Are they less worth than you know what I'm saying? There's so many different avenues and different ideologies that we all get that have dictated how we view things, you know? And
what is something like a TV show or movie, some art or film that kind of is one of your favorites based on your opinion on like some of that ideology that you share about
oh, okay. This is kind of off,
being
but,
a man and stuff like that.
It's a movie called City of God. It's a Brazilian Portuguese movie. It's based upon.
Bro, you did not just come on this bitch and tell us some Brazilian Portuguese movie. My nigga.
Hey, you gotta watch it though.
How are we supposed to know about this? I'm gonna look that shit
up. It was on Netflix. It's real good.
Okay.
It's about basically about this young photographer growing up in poor Brazil, and there's like a super villain named Zip Cano. He's basically like, he came in like, man, we gotta take over the drug game. How we gonna do that? We just gonna kill everybody and take over their hood.
Exactly.
And to me, that represent where I come from, which is just ruthlessness.
Right,
if you want it, take it, because as you can see, it worked. You know, he ended up becoming the top boss and everything. And the movie is just about how he got his story. But I learned a lot. Basically, when it first started off, how they got caught up, the evil guy, whatever, his name's Zay. Zay started off with a band of the 3 guys older than him who didn't want to listen to him. They finally listened to him because he gave them a great idea about robbing an upscale motel.
Right.
But when it came down to actually participating in the robbery, they pushed him to the side and said, no, we'll handle it. You know, you gave us the idea. You got to watch for the police. And then this was his character arc. This would led him to being a psychopath because after they ended up robbing a hotel and escaping, he basically let off a premature shot to say the police were coming when they weren't. And once they were scattered, thinking the police were coming,
mind games.
he came back and he killed everybody in the hotel, you know. And then those 3 kills are known as like the bloody bandit.
Bro, you gotta pitch that
like,
shit nice too.
And I was like, okay, that's tough because at the end of the day, if you respect the little dude's opinion, he wouldn't have did nothing crazy.
Right.
Because after that, everybody else in the surrounding areas are kind of like, they knew who the 3 bandits was, and they put that dangerous, or not that crazy, horrendous act because, mind you, they had tied people up they tied some of the waitresses up and took their food to be like servers. So they go into the room like, hey, I got the drinks, but we really robbing you. So Zay came in and was shooting tied up people. You know what I'm saying?
That shit sounds hard. Bro,
it's pretty
is
good.
there any other Netflix things that's kind of like under the me? I'm the type to not watch new stuff. I watch the same shit over and over.
I'm the same
over.
way. Even with music, bro. I've been listening to stuff like 2015 that I just keep looping.
Like what stuff? What music?
Bro, I've been playing. I still don't listen to anything new. Even if you want to listen to like local Detroit artists, you talking about like Band Gang and all them.
Bro.
I listen to all the old Band Gang because it's just honestly they still talking about the same shit. So it's like, bro, it's like so much scamming I can hear. I want to hear about the original scamming back in the day. But then it's like, I'm real big on influences, man. I see how certain people like.
But that's what we wanna. That's what we like. Like those role models, whether it be artists, musicians, or even family members. It's like whose story kind of gives you energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's honestly a tough decision.
You know what I'm saying? But you got many. I know you got honestly, a bunch of them.
I don't got no role models, bro.
What?
I got no role models, and I say that because of the fact that I just understand how I live and how I'm a man with my own privacy, and I can understand how it's very easy for me to put on a facade and make people seem like I've been high and mighty. But I know myself to know like it's some shit I did and I'm not proud of. So I don't take I can't look at Jay-Z and be like, yeah, bro, he a black man, he made it. He was a rapper and he sold crack. So it's like, I can't rap. So I can't, you know what I'm saying, get up with money. I can't, you know how people say, relate. Would you, you know, what, $100,000 or a 10-minute conversation with Jay-Z?
Ain't no idol did with the type of shit that I'm on.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
And a lot of them, they do certain things. You got to understand what they put out is purposeful. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. It's the profit and it's the best version
even the rich celebrities still have a certain agenda to push. You know what I'm saying? Because capitalism is all about keeping your money afloat. Like, I can't get mad at them for wanting to make more money because that's what our country is. And I don't think our country gonna change.
My man said no role models, bro.
No role models, bro. None of them do nothing for me.
No civil rights fighters. No, none of that, bro.
Not for real. Because even like, you know,
you seem like a Malcolm X type, Dr. King type.
They said Malcolm X used to beat women back before his day.
Bro, exactly. But that's growth and development.
That is, bro. But at the same time, it's like certain things. Like, bro, you was beating women beforehand. Now you want to be for the people? Like, damn, nigga. Like, all right, after you done broke your sister's jaw, and now you want to lift her up off the ground.
Bro.
Like, I'm pretty sure she ain't forget when you had her in the basement locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things I don't pass. Like, even with the more I learn about slavery, the more I cannot forgive it. Because it's like, all right, y'all insane. Yeah. Like, this is if I'm an animal creature because I'm black, then y'all are devils because of the stuff y'all have done.
You a firecracker, dog.
Bro,
you young. That spur, those last couple minutes of you talking was like the youngest. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like some of those, and I'm interested to like, I'll make a note of that to kind of travel back to that later, like when we do more episodes and we sit down
maybe
more.
Things have changed, you feel me?
Because I have no issue with you saying that or believing in that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But me at my age, I'd be like, I think of my younger self. You know what I'm saying? I was my own worst enemy when I was younger. Like I kind of stalemated and stacked, you know, my own growth. I was my own worst. I stopped my own growth in ways and things that I did.
Bro, at the end of the day, you'll out-talk yourself before you even make a real step. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you always had the oven was always on with you, bro. Like that spark was always.
It was, but I had to get here. I used to be, all right, that's why high school I didn't grow much. High school was very insecure.
Bullshit.
Bad home problems. I had stepmom issues back in the day as a kid. So you know how
high school is some bullshit.
High school is terrible. And then my dad is a provider. Yeah. I probably needed more of a father throughout high school because when I'm going through like
it's
ups and downs,
though.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and Justin, bro. We was mama's, mama's boys. We was in mama's house. You know what I'm saying? We was, and it's funny that dynamic of when specifically how important I had to reach my hand. You know, I had to go find out other avenues and get other advice from other people to kind of know where to put my time at. And that was even later in my that was 21, 22. Like that wasn't like fucking from 16 to 19 to 20. I was a wild boy.
Hey, but as you should though, because in a way, that is an honor and that is a blessing to be able to make
I
young
say
mistakes.
Wild boy in us. I was not a wild boy.
You was having
you know
fun,
what I'm saying? Like I just wasn't doing nothing productive. I just wasn't productive.
But that's fair though, man, because at the same time, it's like you still have a right to be yourself and learn who you are. And you had to go through them trial and tribulations, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be here.
You ever been in trouble with the law or anything?
I have one time, but I got caught stealing at Walmart. Funny story. I had like.
Did you get banned from Walmart?
I did.
That's an ongoing thing.
I still been there, but like
that's the only punishment, right? Like the only punishment.
And
is
it's honestly it's a civil infraction. You don't have to pay that. It's really a scare tactic to get you to pay them money.
What was you trying to steal out there?
Boy, I was stealing. Look, I put it like at one point in time we had a finesse system up there, bro. And it was never. I never did it. I taught other people how to do it. I did it for toiletries and shit I needed. Now, everybody did it because they were bored, because they wanted to, and that's when people got caught. The first time I did it was mainly because I just wanted to get some toiletries for the house and decided, I could steal them, which was terrible because my dad was nigga, ain't stealing none of that because he could buy me anything if I really asked for him. And when I got caught, I never told my people. They found out probably like 2 months once probation was about to end. Because I was like, we had a
What was
discussion.
that moment like when you get caught? Like how, like specifically, like what happened when you got caught?
So I got caught because basically I was making a copy of the little slip that I needed to get signed back at home. And I dropped a copy of it there and didn't notice. So when I got back to Lansing, he called me reading the slip, knowing everything. So I was just like, I kept it mean. Like I got caught. I've always like, even when I got caught, I was honest. And that's why anytime I even mess with the law, I'm always honest. I don't waste time. Like, because
that'll
I
get
feel
you
like,
far.
Man,
it'll get you far.
I done been in the wrong a lot, and I done got off because I didn't just being honest. Like I'm not gonna waste your time. I don't got no tags, no registration. You can tow this, but like I'm literally just had to get some Domino's.
When you
I'm
got,
hungry.
you got though. Like when you got, you can't. How can you?
Bro, you wasting your time.
You know what type of ego?
Bro.
You in your ego bag. Like, you really caught doing some dumb shit, and you try to justify your own behavior. It's like, bro, you knew you was doing some dumb shit.
At this point, bro, you
that comes with growth. That comes with growth and development.
I understood like what I was doing was wrong, and I still did it afterwards, but I did it better. You know what I'm saying? I learned from my mistakes, and I'm not glorifying that. The whole thing was we did it because we needed to, not because we wanted to.
That's fucking hilarious.
And like a lot of people would be like, "Dang, bro, how you be getting all this stuff?" I'm like, "Well, I got a system for it that I planned and did." Like it's not like we going out here.
Y'all some brainies though. Like y'all some like. You and your friends, I feel like y'all some brainies, dog.
The one thing I could tell you, if you want to get away from something, bro, act like it's yours.
That's tight, bro.
Confidence. Fake it till you make it. Like, I done walked out of there, boy, with whole objects. Like it's mine. And they look at how you doing?
Yo, exactly. You know They'll fucking give you a head nod and wave at you and everything.
They let you go. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it goes with just confidence and just understanding.
I can't see, bro, the version of you that's in my head from like kid, I could never, ever.
And that's good. Because I always kept it low. Anytime I ever did my dirt, bro, people didn't know. Like a lot of people, even when I started smoking, a lot of people don't know I was a heavy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I used to. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people be like, really? I don't believe it. I'm like, come to weed, cigarettes.
You carry yourself well, but that's like, the thing about being a brainy. When you're a brainy, you can kind of,
bro. You got to be aware, like, all right, I can't go home after I just shit in my man's crew. We all just smoke. I'm going to smell like a hot box. You know what I'm saying?
And that's good for that habit, too. People. Me, I didn't have no bound, bro. I didn't have no borders, bro. I could smoke anywhere at any time, doing anything, and that was bad, bro. It was bad for me, dog.
But the other thing is, when you know what I'm saying? You living in a moment, though. You had your fun. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But as you grew up and you matured, though, a lot of people are still in the same, you got a lot of people the same mindset from 10 years ago.
Tried a little bit. Yeah, I can definitely, I definitely see a change.
That's the issue, though, because we can't waste time, bro. We don't have the benefit of the doubt.
We don't have that privilege of those luxuries of that other shit, bro. And I see, and I be peeping, like I be knowing low key, but it's not something really anybody benefits from talking about. Like I can see people with privilege, and I can see people with other advances that I necessarily don't have. That's just the game. Like, but not having those things, you get something out of too.
You get a more, honestly, I've always respected and I take care of the stuff I got because of that. Like I might not have the newest or coolest things, but I take care of them because it's like,
if you ain't never been robbed or somebody ain't never took your shit, you don't really see the value.
Or somebody ever held something over your head, like, well, I did this for you, so you know what I mean? Like, that's the worst, bro. I hated that. I hate it. I don't like asking my people for nothing. I asked my pops for cash after we done sold this, robbed this nigga, and still ain't got enough money. So it's like, all right, Pop, I need some help. You know what I mean? But that's good. Like, and even like back to the probation, I never told my pops because he told me, if it ain't self-defense, don't call him. So I'm like, well, I can call stealing. That ain't self-defense. So I'm like,
he's such a genius. He's such a genius, bro.
Bro, he don't play with that. He like, if you got into something on your own accord, you could not call him. But if he was doing something defending yourself,
if it ain't self-defense, don't. Wow.
So when he asked me, he was actually shocked because I held him to his own standard. I was like, he said it wasn't self-defense, so what could I call you for? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I got caught stealing, little baby misdemeanor, and thankfully, you feel me, first
I'm
defense.
I'm going to shed a tear, bro. I shed a tear thinking about you and Uncle Eddie, bro. Real talk. I ain't going to hold you up.
Me and my dad I put it like this. He is my best friend.
Bro.
He is the only person I hold to a higher standard than me. Yeah. Because I feel like, I came from you and I'm a king.
It's
so
that
like,
king
when I come from a person who I feel like not holding himself up to his king values, I have a problem with that.
Right.
Then I have a bigger problem, like when I knowing everything I know in the world and society and what it need to get out of here. I'm like, we got that. We're blessed.
It.
Like we
Thank
have,
God.
we got it at the bare minimum. We at least got skills we can capitalize off of. That's all it takes. Most places you want to start a business on one of your skills.
Shout out to Uncle Eddie, man. We love you.
We gonna get him, man. We gonna get him right.
Right.
We gonna get him. We just gonna. Sometimes you got to just show him. And that's what he told me. He said, man, you got to show me. And I'm like, you don't want me to do that because, like, once I get started, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Like, I need you to be here now. Like, we moving. So, but I also feel like we could change each other's lives and change each other's perspectives when it come to that, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't want my father working another day. You know what I'm saying?
I be saying that too. I'm like, dog, take a chill pill, go play the game.
Like do something
I be
else.
like, dog, go do something like that. I would be doing because I be on my bullshit too.
Yeah, and I'm like, the thing is, they've at least deserved. They earned it. I look at it like you worked 15, 20 years here.
When you do that, when you that person, bro, you kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm afraid of that. Like, I'm afraid of being just this work, money type dude.
You should be, bro.
Yeah, because I don't like that,
if you was going to work, bro, to a job you don't like, and you got into an accident and died, I'd be in heaven mad as fuck, like, bro. How the fuck y'all niggas going? I was only going to the 9 to 5. Like, I hadn't even started doing nothing, bro. Like, that's why I don't like the movie Soul by Disney because Soul depicts that.
You should have told. I would have watched that specifically for this episode. We got to do that. We got to do that next time.
I say watch it. I just feel like
I heard
one of
about
the themes is like, you know what I'm saying, black man trying to live his dream, but then he dies. And I'm like, what? Like, that's the plot,
you just
how
crushed
it
my
started.
whole, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feel? I was a young black kid. That's what I see in the hood all the time. I see all these up-and-coming rappers getting shot. You know what I'm saying? I see all these
demographic. It'd be that demographic. The white people probably see that and be loving that shit. Like, they're entertained as hell by that shit.
Disney is not for the people. Like,
I love Disney, though.
I was trying to explain to them, like, they said
but
that.
you know what? You know the biggest issue I have with Disney?
What's that?
And it's kind of, I don't think I have like the right to kind of say it, but it's like with the women, like with young women and a lot and some older women, like that entitlement, like that princess mentality.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That Disney princess
you don't want to take me down that road.
That shit goes so early. Like it's so early, it's embedded like this little princess thing, and then they get older and they still like kind of feel that way.
It's not reality, bro.
Hey, listen, any females have a problem with this, please come on the show. Like, I want to talk about this specifically
because it's kind of like
it's kind of like I never grew up feeling special. Like, I didn't grow up feeling entitled and special. So how am I supposed to deal with that, bro?
How am I supposed to? I just don't
hard.
understand why am I responsible for treating you a certain way?
Right.
Because it's like, at the end of the day,
I mean,
I just hold
respect.
people for
Respect is respect.
Yeah.
If you're gonna respect me, I'm gonna respect you back. That's the bare minimum.
Some
right?
people, but they don't get their own respect. They get it from you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, look, bro, I can't make you. I know you want me to give you reassurance, but damn, you should feel like you pretty because I'm with you. Like, goddamn. like
that's
that.
What bro, but that never works. That goes off terribly. I'd be like, damn, so I'm not enough, and it'd be like, damn,
I'd be like, if he wasn't enough, I wouldn't be here. Like,
right,
but
from a man's mind state, that makes total sense. But kind of, I think like from women, it's just like, well, I don't.
And that's the disconnect because men were taught a different way, and girls were taught a different way.
We need to tag February, Dearly Beloved podcast. Contact the host. Contact social media.
I didn't even think of it. I'll be here for Valentine's
You know what I'm
Day
saying?
for sure.
That's what I'm saying. We got some shit to talk about.
I need those. I'm terrible when it comes to women. I'm a dog. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm terrible when it comes to.
But you 23, Lano. You 23 years old.
I feel it, but like, bro, I'm not. I outgrew the whole phase in college. Like, I done went through my fair share of bitches. Like, I don't even really. I'm over that. I kind of look at it like I done had a girl.
I know what you in love with. Your cars, your toys. Let's talk about the toys.
The toys. All right.
What you had before, like the toys that you had? What was your first fucking toy that meant the world to you?
My first toy that meant the world to me, bro, would have been that PlayStation 2 back in the day.
Most definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. The PlayStation 2 was
I had the Xbox 360. That was my baby.
It branched me into all the different games. Like I got one to this day. I'm still playing Def Jam Fight for New York at home to this day.
See,
so like, the real ones know what that is. They ain't never made nothing like that because that's too brutal. But that's how. Look, that's another agenda, bro. When the last time the black community came together like that for a video game for the people? That was a great game. It might have been terrible. You breaking people's faces. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Curb stomping nigga through a fender.
Right, but that was the age, that day and age of entertainment. That's what we wanted. We wanted that brutal shit.
You had pretty much every popular artist doing their own voice for their own character on there. You know what I'm saying? And now it's not even.
That was
when
sick.
the last time you seen a game for black people for real? Like.
That's a good point.
I back to the.
What was your first car?
Yeah, my first actual car was the '87 Monte Carlo. I got that.
And you had it for a long time.
Yeah, I had it. I got it when I was 16. We didn't get it together.
He said, if y'all didn't hear that, he said 86 Monte Carlo.
87, boy. We gonna call it
87 Monte Carlo.
The new schematic for it is gonna be called the 187. You know what I'm saying? The Murder Mobile.
God,
it's going all black. We lower on it, black Dayton's. It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be really the dope boy car, but I just want to take pictures with it in the sunset.
That car is so beautiful, man.
I'm blessed for that, man. The lady who gave that to me knew my father. This goes. All right, just so y'all know, y'all, karma is real. Karma does not directly affect you. It may affect your children. My dad did a good deed for a lady back in the past that came to me because I got that car completely free. The only requirement was to stay in school, and I was gonna do that anyway.
Motivation.
So I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to school. Like, I don't have no plans to stop. So that was a win-win for me. But she called my dad specifically because she knew he was a car guy, and the situation was they had some family drama.
Car legend, bro. Fuck the bullshit.
Car legend, bro. I'm trying to tell him, man.
Bro, Uncle Eddie and my dad and their community of car guys are responsible for a lot.
Bro, they own most of these tow trucks. All the original owners, they know them by name.
They are Detroit City, bro. They are the pulse.
I know Ed before he sold it. Bro, like, what?
They are the pulse of, and being a kid, I never was like, it was so calm. It was like a household thing.
That was never impressed.
It was never like really impressed. Like, I remember his old Chevys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I loved those cars, but I never was like, I want to learn. I want to get into that.
Yeah, I try to tell him, like, our current disconnect right now is my dad was real big on school because he never had the opportunity to go to school. And I don't blame him for wanting his son to take an opportunity that he didn't have.
Right.
But I've also, me personally, I was into the cars. Like, so if I was still doing it to this day, we would have a shop. I would guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? Or the shop that he had in the past,
I remember,
would be right back running.
Gratiot and
Gratiot and right by the KFC.
Yes.
I can't remember. I was so young.
I remember
going to the KFC so much, bro. They knew what I wanted. They'd be like, so you want the macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes? And I was like, yeah.
Over there on the east side, bro. So, God damn. I drive over there every now and then.
Bro, I just drove by Brengard, man. I've been going through different stages going over there, bro. Because at one point, they tore down McGregor.
The nostalgia of it, yeah.
Man, it's terrible, bro, because at one point it was bad.
It was a moment. It was a moment. Like, we still here to talk. Like, it lives through us,
Definitely,
right?
bro. Bro, shit. I be trying to tell, bro, like,
Brickyard,
the glorification of the hood, bro, is not fun because we've been there. Like, bro, that shit is, no nigga in the hood want to really be in the hood. If he conscious and smart enough, you would.
But to us, being us as us kids, I didn't look at that area as a hood.
Fun.
That was home.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, when you think of home, quote unquote home, my home was that Eastburn
Your
house.
home is the red zone, bro. One of the worst areas in Detroit, period. Because if it's one thing I say about Detroiters, like, they just ruthless. That's the issue. They don't have no chill.
Right.
And we grew up in that with smiles on our faces. You know
I know, bro, like, with the love around. Like, that was kind of different.
You got to understand.
Hey, man,
like,
we come from great. Hey, man, shout out to the fam, bro. Just shout out to the bloodline. It's just different, right? It's like,
out there
God
still
damn.
trying to maintain and keep it going because that shit is not easy.
And then
bro.
with COVID kind of just put a highlight on everybody. It just halted everything.
COVID, if anything, COVID just for poor communities in the hood, bro. COVID hit niggas like a wrecking ball. Like people mad they exploit unemployment, but don't understand y'all are paying more people not to go to work than y'all ever have. So that just shows you the system is flawed right there alone. Like, why would I go back to making $400 a week at my typical $13.50 an hour, 40-hour job?
I feel so blessed,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We are in a very good predicament. That's why I don't ever feel defeated because I always remember like it's been worse. You know what I'm saying? It's been way worse. We done house hop. We done lost the house. We got back together. You know what I'm saying? So right now where we at, bro, I might not have the best, but I'm grateful for what I got. And even with you, bro, you got a great career that a lot of people are struggling to get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm fully aware, bro.
And you love it. That's
I do,
that's
I'm fully aware.
My
of my
thing with
blessings.
even with doing the film stuff, bro, I don't want to monetize that because that's more of a passion. And like I said, I view stuff like a company. So I could do cars and all that because cars take work. I ain't gonna do this for free, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dropped this motherfucker on my leg.
I don't know how you do,
bro.
I don't know how you do it, bro.
I be working, bro. I don't even care.
What you all do to the Monte Carlo like those years?
The Monte Carlo was pretty much solid as far as interior. We just had to do a lot of body work. So like the body, we had to repaint and sand all the spots, and that was pretty much. There's a lot of terrible looking panels on there for yours truly. But that was fun for me, bro. That was a hand-on experience. That made me realize like.
And your pops was kind of like that. He wanted you to make a big...
He wanted me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if this going to be your car, you going to put the work in. Because any other time, my dad is he a takeover type of person. He like, man, you too slow. Fuck out of the way. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Do. And I don't like that because I'm like, I can't learn when you know what I'm saying? Manhandling me out the way. So I'm like, you know, that's where we're kind of fucked.
Bro.
But when it came to that car, only thing that he mainly did to it was he painted it for me. As far as sanding everything and like taping it, he did all that. But all the little... We had to take apart like this thing called a core support. The radiator sit on it aligns the fenders. That was hard to find. One day he kind of discouraged me, man. I never forget. He was like, "Yeah, man, that's a lot of work. I don't really feel like doing it. And I'm 16. I'm about to graduate,
excited,
bro.
Yeah, you want to get it going.
What you mean? So that day he went to work and I stayed and took apart that whole thing. So when he came back, I'm like, we just got to drop it in here now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look what I did.
You ain't worry about it no more. And you know that probably sparked in it. That's probably brought a smile to his face.
Bro,
to this day,
definitely.
We've been bucking, but our disagreement is that he never wanted me to learn the car stuff because he didn't want me to get caught up in it and not making the money.
Yeah, that's where he come from.
And I try to tell him like, Dad, you not really taking it as serious as you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at, man, you got the skills. Like, you paint bags in 2 days. You charge them $500 to paint this in 2 days. Well, imagine doing that 5 times a week. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's more than your check, and you're doing something you enjoy. So I'm like, I always looked at it like we need to start focusing towards that because eventually I started doing the body work. You started painting the car.
That's fucking genius,
then we boom.
Bro.
Like
I want to get work done on my truck, man. I already know where to go.
I'm trying to.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And in me, like in my, like I would call Dad and be like, I need to get this done. He'd be like, okay, call and go ahead. And I'd be like, I don't want to bother. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bother him. And then another thing is like with the money too. Like I want to give y'all, I want to pay more than what I'm supposed to y'all because y'all family. And then y'all gonna look at me and be like, give me less than what it necessarily costs.
We still gonna take care of you because you family.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I hate that shit, bro. I hate that shit. When it's personal like that and it's close to home, it's like, man.
I've become a believer like, you know, if you need something, bro, or I'm supporting you, I'm paying full price because I pay full price for somebody else I don't know.
Right.
So like I will pay 100% full price for you.
But and then me, even when I go to random shops and shit, like they get over on it.
Bro, I worked at a dealership, bro, and that's what.
Word.
Yeah.
What'd you do at a dealership?
So I was the lot porter, which is AKA.
That's what we do. That's what we deliver the cars and we get the porters to sign off on them and stuff like that. Which dealership?
I work for Crippen LLC. It's out in Lansing. They're pretty terrible place, bro.
That sounds familiar, bro. I'm gonna look it up on the map, bro.
They're a GMC, Mazda, Volvo dealer, new and used. But they were good people back in the day. But they dealerships are all about getting over on people. And I don't really get down like that.
IN or Ian?
Like,
Crippen?
IN. No, Ian. I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I started to realize that they pretty much knew I was a good worker. Like I had got a raise there, bro, like 3 weeks in. They were like, we got to give you some money. We already know. I'm
but
like, I know you got to give me some money.
Bro. Oh no, I ain't never been here before. I can see it on the map, but that's a big dealership.
It's nice. They just.
But I feel like with me, like I see guys my age and older than me, and they ask me about getting paid and how much I like my job and stuff like that, and I'll be like, bro, this is the spot, man. I'm like,
that's where I used to talk to all the haulers at, bro.
Yes,
and they
I'll be like, bro,
they
this
just look at me like
straight as hell,
you know
bro.
What I'm saying?
And like I said, bro, older guys, younger kids, and I talked to a friend of mine, Montana. He hauls cars too, and we'll talk about some of those people that kind of. I wish they would kind of jump out that window and take that chance and network with the people that you just run into on occasion. Like you could take down my number and I'll answer the phone. I'll respond to your text.
I don't think people know how to communicate, man. Right. And I'm introverted and I still understood like that's if I don't have communication skills, I can't get nowhere, bro.
I don't know where I got that from.
Bro, it's naturally in you, man. Just because you got to understand a lot of people and everybody our age, bro, is like this.
Yep, right on their phone, right on the screen.
All day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even when you try to get a conversation out of them, they don't know how to engage.
Right.
Or at least keep it going in a way that's like, you know, we ain't talking about the most deepest shit, but at least we enjoying each other's company.
Right.
Like,
bro, I wish I could. I wish I knew. It's a lot to deal with me, bro. It's a lot to deal with a community. I be trying to communicate my ass off.
Some people be feeling like over-communicate. I feel like when you over-communicate, it can be a barrier because some people don't know how to deal with that.
Exactly.
And I'm up front. I've learned
I know
that
you are,
I can't hold my emotions in no more.
That's why I just feel like we gonna sit back and play this episode and be like, damn, bro, we did that.
You
like this shit is great. This is perfect for me and you and anybody listening to this, whether you like it or hate it, like this is what we need.
We need more genuine conversations and just being honest with each other. We need different opinions because we're not gonna grow all kissing each other's ass.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, people don't understand. Like people don't like conflict. And I personally don't even like it. I'm still a non-confrontational person.
Yeah.
But I understand how important it is if you want to actually make some progress with somebody. Like if you feel a type of way, y'all need to address it.
I love different experience. I love different perspectives and different opinions on stuff.
Aren't you an overthinker though?
Me,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't not. In, I think I am a overthinker in the healthiest way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm an overthinker in a bad way. Like I'm not in my head too much about stuff.
See me, I be in my head so much I get anxiety.
For real,
and that'd be the issue because like I be needing to communicate.
That? Yeah, how do you deal with that?
I be getting high, I'm going to sleep. Which is not a good coping mechanism. But for the most part, I've come to realize that the best way for me to deal with it is just to relax, bro. And take a step back and understand that. Like me, I'm meditation, and there's a lot of just times where I'm just sitting there and I'm just having honest conversations with myself.
Who you go tos?
I go to myself, bro. Like I have my brother who I can listen to.
That's what it seemed like, yeah.
But I don't try to put my problems on other people.
Yeah, me neither.
I've been the type of person like you could be going through something. I'm always there to listen.
Bro, you need go-tos for specific things. You know, like the same way if I have a car issue, I know where to go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
If I have a problem up in my head, if I need advice, and even like with me personally, even being up front like that and seeking guidance and seeking that shit pisses people off.
It does, bro.
Some people be like, why would you ask this person that? And I'm like, bro, that's where I come from. That's what I do, bro.
I'm trying to that's how you know I care. Because if I didn't, I believe what I believe and say fuck you and keep moving.
I think when I was in my early 20s, my life changed when I started being more comfortable doing that. I wasn't by myself, and like that village shit.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
It takes a village. That's what that goes to. You know what I'm saying?
You'll never know what somebody else is thinking, but you can have other people help you get different.
And I think another thing is like you got to be able to determine like what is what you want to take from somebody and what you don't. If you just being impressionable, you know what I'm saying, you got to filter out what you necessarily don't feel is right.
Because, you got to listen attentively, bro. And a lot of people just, I honestly, I don't really take advice from people that don't live a type of lifestyle I want. So it ain't really shit they could tell me because, what are you doing? Like, if I'm trying to become a millionaire, and you 55 and you still, working your 9 to 5, you pass the threshold of where I want to be at, bro.
Right.
Because I'm trying to get there by 35. You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm so excited for 30 and beyond.
Bro, 30 is probably going. I'm excited for 30 because I feel like I keep hearing a little myth that once you turn like 25 and up, it click. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
and
that's
I'm
not a myth.
Waiting on
that's science, bro.
I'm waiting
it's
on
a
it, bro.
prefrontal cortex. I completely believe, bro. And you,
Development, bro.
See,
I'm serious. Like, I'm enjoying my
and that's why I said, like, when before, I could have got my job from 21 to 25, and I just knew I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I kind of had that wisdom already instilled in me. I could come in there and fuck that up.
I be telling myself, nah, bro, I already know I'm not going to dedicate myself to it.
Bro, you got so much time,
like,
bro. I'm so fucking excited.
I be like,
I'm
bro,
so excited for you, dog. You got so much time.
I want to do it tomorrow, and then waste my time.
And we talked, like, on the phone, when we talked about hauling cars, and you were like, man, I could come in there for a couple years, make that money, do what I got to do, and then roll out and do something else. And I was like, damn, this little nigga is a fucking genius.
We making $70,000 a year, and I live alone.
Right.
I'm at least profiting, we're going to say $55,000.
Right.
To just put in my pocket and invest in. The rest is probably rent at the bare minimum.
Right. And if your habits are put together, you can really be smart and do that shit.
What I'm trying to do is like, because, all right, here's the thing. Sometimes it's about self-awareness. I smoke an 8er a day. So it's about $35, $40 a day. Now, I did the math on that. For a year, it's like $10,000. That's way too much fucking money to spend on weed.
That's a lot of fucking money,
just
dog.
weed. So I started looking like, if I were to be taking that and just spend $30 on investments every time, how much money would I have? And a big reminder to me is that's
like some algebra shit. That's some variable shit. Like that's some smart ass way to think about it.
If I'm spending 30, spend 30 that's gonna work for me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I got a free stock in Robinhood that I should have taken advantage of back in the day. It
really?
was $3.57 when I got it because I signed. Somebody give you a referral link,
bro.
You get the free stock.
I don't know shit about that shit.
Boy,
speak on it.
So
educate
basically,
me.
Look, man, stocks grow over time. They go up and down. You want to buy, hold, buy, sell. You know, it's a lot of specifics to it.
Right.
So I'll just tell you why I believe that having money in there is probably better than not having anything. The stock was $3.97 when they gave it to me. It's worth like $60 now. So in that year, I didn't even notice. I just remembered it probably like 2 months ago, and I looked up like, oh, I still got that stock. Damn,
wow.
You know what I mean? But for $3.97 back then, if I would have invested $10,000 into that, you know what I'm saying? So I think I did the math. If I invest $10,000 into that and divide that by $3.97, whoa. Basically, I was gonna have like 2,587 stock shares of that, right?
Right.
And if I did the math, that was like $157,000. But I only put $10,000 in. You know what I mean? And that's that one specific share. You know, and I feel bad because now some of them be like $10, $11, and that's not too bad.
Do you get like a sense of gambling with that?
It's
the same thing. It's like that's a slippery slope.
It is,
dog.
bro. But the thing is,
and then what happens is you start owning shit. You get your house, and you still playing around in that market, and then you gotta fuck around taking chances on your fucking mortgage and on your fucking crib.
It's people who get into it, bro, and they treat it like casinos. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just throw a whole bunch of money in here and hope it come back. But that's not how it works. You gotta read these. Pretty much those charts you see, man.
Right.
That's all data that you need to analyze and see. Like, okay, in this
pattern, it's the habit, right?
Yeah, if you follow the pattern of business, even when it go down, you might want to hold it just because. You know what I'm saying? Or if a stock is shooting up and it's best to sell it. Let's say you got 130 shares.
See, I don't have that. That takes so much discipline, bro. That takes so much mental, and then your nerves, and then your feelings. Like I'm a feelings kind of guy.
A good friend of mine.
Like
I
don't think me. Yeah, I don't think I'm good for that.
He did it like, do you have times where you just want to buy something, bro, an impulse buy?
Yes, of course.
He told me instead of doing that, when I want to buy something, I just go buy a stock. So I still spent the money, but at least my money is working for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I ain't think about it like that because if that was the case, you know how many unnecessary purchases you probably had? You know how much stuff you done bought that you ain't
them
probably
Yeezys look too good though. Like I might, you know what I'm saying?
Though. That's different.
Like I might want to go get me a pair of shoes.
You still gotta have your niches though. I ain't gonna say disconnect from your personal hobbies now, but I also feel like, you know, I said like me, so weed is not a good enough personal hobby to keep investing in like this. It ain't like I got a YouTube channel and I smoke with different people. Or I'm reviewing different strains.
You doing?
You know what I'm saying?
You're doing a drink champs, but it's the weed. Yeah, just getting high on the podcast.
So I'm like, that got to stop. On top of the fact that, back to that self-awareness, bro, my anxiety goes like to level 30 when I'm high because I'm really thinking and I'm really on top. I'm really like overthinking myself.
Me too, bro. That's the type of smoker I was, bro. You don't want that. I don't want that no more. I can't do, bro. I can't do that no more, bro. I would watch Game of Thrones. I would nerd out on HBO and Stars.
That's a good show to watch.
And movies, bro. While you high, if you get high and you watch Game of Thrones, you will understand why I think it's the greatest thing ever. Because
if you don't think Game of Thrones is at least in your top 5 shows,
you gotta be patient. You gotta have you gotta invest in it. If you're not invested in it, it's gonna be terrible.
Definitely. But the whole thing is, it's one of those shows where the plots overlap, so you have to pay attention.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And what people they fall off because they miss the details.
Exactly.
And the details, like, you know, like even the Red Wedding.
I would rewatch it, bro. I would pick up new shit every time I rewatched it. That's what makes good content.
Everything, because if you a good content, show or a good movie is going to show you everything that's happening before it happens.
It'll highlight shit differently. It plays around with time, right?
Yeah.
Like the relationship between content and time is so unique and so essential because we look at time is measured on a human scale, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But in all actuality, it's this linear thing.
Yeah,
like
bro.
it's an ongoing fucking wheel. It's not 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5.
No,
and in a movie,
stopped.
you kind of dance around with that. Like in like a for instance, Tarantino. What he does with his shows, like for instance,
he jumps.
Yeah,
from
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or the cowboy one.
I think Pulp Fiction was kind of like that too.
Every single one of them, it's
go.
a fucking, or it's a it's a ballerina dance with time. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand his movies.
Yeah, because the whole thing is, you can tell it out of story and still have the same amount of, or tell it out of place of events, but still has a bigger impact on you because he's trying to give you a better connection with these people, bro.
We gonna be nerding the fuck out on this shit.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm gonna be back.
Next time I'm coming to you, bro. I'm telling you, we can throw in on gas and we can get this shit popping all the time.
Up on me, boy. It ain't
You know what I'm saying?
Be bored.
And like I said, with that soul, I heard about it, and I wanna watch Queen's Gambit and shit like that.
Queen's Gambit is really good, and I don't even play chess, so I was watching it. I think I might get up on here.
I love chess. I gotta watch that shit.
I've always been good at checkers, but honestly, I kind of took a thing like that. People who are good at those games, to me, are smarter. Because it's all about plotting, guessing moves, and being aware of what. Well,
I've been playing Civ 6.
Sim 6?
Civilization. Sid Meier's Civilization.
I haven't heard of that.
You ain't never heard it?
No, sir.
It's a strategy game. I got on it when my auntie was back in college when I was a kid, and it's about, you represent a country, like an empire, and then you have perks based on whichever country you are, and it's like war and culture and it's dope. You would be into it. I know you would be into it.
Once you start getting to certain, you know what I'm saying, countries, you'd be like, bro,
I know. And you start, it's tight, bro. You would fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm big on the whole, because it's all about, man, you got to plot ahead. I'm big at living in the moment, but you can't forget that the future is also there. I'm not big on getting caught up on the past.
I'm big on time. And that's where my overthinking comes, is when it's like all of it. It's like past, present, and future.
You start thinking, what
and it's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to be that.
Like, relax. Like, where you at right now, bro. Be honest with yourself. Dictate what you want to do and work towards the goal.
Funny, bro.
It's not easy though. People just want to just wake up and instant gratification is a thing. And I actually was just
and that's why I preach that. You know, one of my ideologies right now is like, stop looking for that quick fix, that quick pleasure, that physical pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's more important to be tight up here than good outside. Like your physical is just gonna, bro.
Because if you're good in your head, bro, no matter what circumstances you're going through, you should be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people just be like, the fake it to make it can only get you so far. Like,
you be out here looking crazy.
You cool, calm, collected, and then when the time
here
comes,
come Hatchet again, talking a whole bunch of bullshit and ain't did shit yet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and people feed into that, bro. Like, that's why I never wanted to be that person. I never wanted to be that, like, here come this nigga talking about all these dreams he ain't doing. Right. Like, here you go, another idea he ain't gonna even move on.
Oh
like,
my God. But here, like, we support, like, still, like, here, like, you might be the delusional motherfucker that want to get in this, and we gonna support you here at this podcast. I want to hear about it.
We want you to at least just be like,
swing,
you gonna
bro.
say you gonna do it,
bro. Swing, bro. Keep swinging until you hit something.
It's not easy, bro. I just don't understand why people think it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's,
people entitled. People expect the world.
That's entitlement,
people
bro.
Expect to be rich by 25 without putting the work in.
People want to be rich, happily married.
This the game
with 3
right
kids.
here, bro. This shit, it's tile based. It's almost like a board.
Okay.
It's a board game, right?
Okay.
And then you can you start with your little capital, and you start other cities, and you
start clear the
and
land,
then you benefit off the land and shit like that, bro.
Okay.
This is the type of shit I've been on.
Fun. Then,
this is the type of shit I've been on.
And of course, the journey city start moving in, and that's how the wars and conflicts come. Okay.
It's just weird. It's just fucking just what I like. I like using my brain.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. I'm playing like essentially kind of remind me of like Clash of Clans. Like, and I'm on that heavy because I'm real big on setting up my defense and like, because I don't be attacking. I just don't want anybody to run in my shit. So I'm real good at trying different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
A good defense is the best offense. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I'm high ranked off the defense alone because I've only attacked 2 people. Like, so.
I stopped playing that a long time ago. But like you said, when you mental, like when you kind of are strategic, like with my job, for instance, once it started getting quote unquote easy to me,
you started disconnecting a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I gotta fucking get into something. I gotta start something else, and that's what the podcast is doing for me. You know, that's what being on the game does for me.
That's why I always gotta ask something to keep me going, bro. Because once I kind of just start losing interest, I'm like, jack of all trades is a downside of that is I jump to different stuff all the time. So once I start losing my interest, I fuck with this. Bro, fuck with this. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, you know, you actually got to focus in on certain things and start being a little more attentive when it comes to certain things. Me personally, I just kind of be like, I ain't feeling it, and I'm kind of high. So I'm doing something else. Like,
man, I miss that, bro. I miss feeling that way,
bro. You ain't missing it, bro.
I know it's kind of silly. Like I haven't smoked a cigarette.
Oh, that's what's
in
up.
A week.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's been a week.
I'm trying to quit those and the blacks and stuff now. And that's where the real challenge is.
But my perception of it is different now. Like I would take weeks off and then go back to it, and then it would be grosser.
Yeah.
Like your body kind of develops. Like once you first start doing it, your body develops like a natural sense of it, and your body adapts to it, and it feels. It's almost pleasure. It's an oral fixation. Yeah, bro, I've been in my truck with fucking toothpicks and fucking lollipops and shit. That's all it is. You gotta understand.
I'm just used to moving my hands.
Exactly.
So even me driving here, it's more like I always get a black before I hit a long road trip.
Bro,
because
see, that's
I just
the habit, bro. That's the habit.
You know what I'm saying? And then
you got it on you? Let me hit that. Let me get into it.
I threw it out the window. I be throwing it out the window, bro, because I be telling myself not to smoke them. So I cheat. And I'm like, no, I don't need this. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny though, like that, like. Man, you fucking genius, bro. Like I'm so proud of you. Like
I'm trying to fight myself,
real talk.
bro.
Like I'm so proud of you, but we all have that same. We still have those habits.
We all got vices, bro. That's the thing. That's why you can't judge nobody,
bro. You're not ever gonna not have one.
You never not. If you don't have no vices, I think something wrong with you. I think you don't have no soul.
You're not even honest with yourself. Exactly. You're not even being real.
We all as people gonna need a crutch. We gonna need something. That's just normal. But like when you say like, man, I'm Superman. I don't got no problems. I'm like, yeah, that's your problem right there. You
exactly.
got an ego problem.
Your whole problem.
Like,
exactly, bro.
You feel like you above not having nothing
Don't get me
to keep
started,
you down.
man. Don't get me started on that.
And bro, I tell you.
That's so funny, bro.
I be having problems with egos because I'm a carefree black man. You know what I'm saying? And I try to be I'm very open-minded. I can say a lot of different stuff. I'm comical. But I've learned how to separate who I am. You know, I try not to take stuff personal no more because I remember people go through shit and sometimes the motherfucker just got you. He just got you the wrong way, and that's all it is. You ain't gotta be like, look at it like, all right, he trying to offend me. Like, nah, he just got you the wrong way.
There's multiple. You gotta understand that there's different ways to deal with different situations. You ain't gotta be a victim of your own.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta be a victim of your own ego.
Crazy,
you're just a victim of your own ego. Like you just are on tip all the time. You know what I'm saying? We talked about
everything is always somebody else's fault or somebody else should have did something better. Like
responsibility. You gotta be responsible for your own shit.
That's the one thing I feel like is slept on. Accountability. Accountability is what's holding everybody back because at the end of the day,
I be saying
you can make all these goals, but if you ain't holding yourself accountable for them, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean nothing if you don't hold your own self to your own goals accountable. Nobody else can do it for you. Like. I try to tell people, what's the purpose of talking to or going to get help if you don't care for your own self?
Motherfuckers be out here wasting their motherfucking time,
What you gonna go to rehab for? You really don't want to quit, bro. Like, you gotta want to quit in order to actually go.
And that's why I love being. If we was all perfect, nothing would matter, bro. It's good to kind of have those ups and those downs. You
learn through these consequences and through these, you know what I'm saying? I always say, like, you shouldn't take an L in life. You should learn. It's a lesson always. Everything is always a lesson. Always. Now, whether you want to actually apply wisdom, quote unquote, and use your lesson in your next experience, that's a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? But life will throw you the same instance back and forth until you finally change. Until you finally say, I've had enough. Because that's what life does. Life is all about, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to make this shit easier for you, bro.
Right.
Like every day, people, like, for example, if you're watching videos talking about what do I need to do to stop doing this, or you've already know what you need to do. You're
Yeah.
already searching it. You need to stop. So like that's it. You don't need
you need to know
remedy.
why you. No, I think that you need to know why you have that issue. Like you need to diagnose yourself, and you also have to come with an understanding that helps you stop.
Yeah, definitely. If you not
you
knowing
can't
what
just stop
causes
cold
the
turkey.
issue,
That kind of is crazy. That's almost sick in a way.
Every time I quit anything, I always quit cold turkey.
I gotta keep my eyes on you, bro. You either gonna be a world domination motherfucker, or you gonna save the world, bro. Real talk.
I'm a dominate. I ain't gonna try to save. And the reason if I try to save, they're gonna kill me. So if I try to at least dominate and just take care of my people, I'll be okay. My people will live fine.
You know what? We at an hour and 30.
Hey.
Is there anything else you want to give them before you come back? You gonna come back sooner rather than later, bro. This is like one of those ones. This is one of those episodes, man. Real
one of
talk.
the things I need y'all to start realizing that at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own personal choices. If you want to put the factor on everybody else, how the hell you gonna ever look and say, what did I do wrong? You can't get ahead without saying or setting those boundaries for yourself. If you got somebody coming in out your life that you feel is using you, you got to stop them. If you feel like you got something taking your energy that you can stop, you need to stop. If you smoking too much, bro, just say no.
Right.
Nobody forcing you to get high. Like, ain't nobody
take responsibility.
Take responsibility.
That's
man.
gonna be the episode. That's gonna be the topic.
Yes,
like, no, the topic of this episode, the highlight of this episode is just responsibility.
Responsibility,
yo.
bro. It's not a
if
fun
you was wrong,
choice.
you was wrong.
If you was wrong, you was wrong. But you would be you get more respect going to somebody and admitting you're wrong than to sit here and try to play the high road. Like, come on now.
Amen to that, brother.
Treat people how you want to be treated, and you'll be fine.
My man, yo, listen. Y'all gonna hear from my boy again. This is one of my favorite people,
come
man.
Tap in, make sure, we gonna hold y'all accountable to all the shit that y'all said y'all want to do this episode. Like,
we go y'all motherfucking
all the shit
head.
you thought about, you said you was gonna start doing. I'm gonna come back and be like, so what happened?
Right, exactly.
Like, oh well, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Like,
Delano Bass, man. We appreciate you, love you so much, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm very, very proud of you, bro. I can't wait to see this grow.
I appreciate it.
I can't wait for the shirts. That's all I want.
Yeah,
Just send me some
you
shirts.
Want some gear already?
I just want a shirt.
You always keeping me working.
You ain't gotta shout me out on that. I don't need man. I just need a shirt so I can be like, do y'all niggas
get
see
you together.
what's
Shout
going
out, give me your
on?
socials.
Oh yes, follow me on Instagram, y'all. DMB.Prod photography page, man. I've actually taken a step back for it. However, I know that it's needed out here.
Yeah,
I see a lot of mediocres out there. I'm coming from their head. The king is on his way. Like,
my man.
It is what it is. Feel how you feel. You know what I'm saying? If the shoe fit, feel it, nigga.
Right. Episode 14, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Take care of your people, bro. Tomorrow's another day, man. Let's get better. Let's grow.
Yes, sir.
Have a blessed one. Peace.
Peace.